G2 Bionicle. It's a beautiful thing. But sometimes the final wave of G2, those UNITER sets, well, they get a bit of hate. And the masks that they come with, people don't like the marbled colors. They wish the mask was just one color. But today I'm here to tell you that these masks and these sets, well, they're great. Those masks have a ton of mocking potential. Let's see how you can use every single one of those masks to build your own custom creations. Here we go. Let's begin with the heads that came on the creature sets. You know, the creatures that combined with the Toa to give them fancy upgraded forms. Okay, I know what you're saying. You're like, Ben, I don't know if those count as a mask. If anything, they're a helmet. If anything, they're a face, which is different, right? Sure, but there's still plenty of great ways you can use these, so I'm going to include them. See, like Artie Quill shows us, they make for great back armor. I really like this because from the front, it just injects the smallest little bit of trans green, adding in that nice little bit of flair to this design. And it ties into some of the other trans green pieces that are on the tail. What a gorgeous little accent. The smallest, slightest pop of color. It adds so much. Roeo Builds also uses these creature faces. It's right here on the waist. I like this, because yeah, that head itself, it has that lovely transition from gold into trans light blue. And using it as a bit of a bridging point between these two colors, it means that you can elegantly switch from one into the other. And that transition looks so seamless, and it's really pretty. And one more, here's a mock by Hans Brick that uses these pieces for shoulder armor. I mean, that looks nice, doesn't it? It's also nice too because the trans orange bits on the very end, it ties into the idea of this character, you know, literally being on fire. It's a great way to showcase Tahu's elemental powers. Merging the trans orange on this face piece with other trans orange pieces, it looks dope. Yeah, that concept of kind of being on fire, it's kind of what the mask was doing as well. And speaking of that mask, let's talk about Tahu UNITER's mask. How could you use this on a mock? Well, let's focus on the gold variant. My Snail Eats Pizza has turned this mask into a bit of shoulder armor, which that in itself is a great technique. But what I really like about this is the colors. This mock has a color scheme of trans orange and black. So I feel like the orange sections of this mask just neatly blend in with the rest of the armor. It's a good match. So I feel like with that in mind, you could look at this shoulder armor as, the entire mask piece. Or you could just look at this as only the gold area. The trans orange is just a part of the body. Now this is just like a very thin piece of gold armor decoration. That's clever. See, you can get a lot of creative opportunities out of these masks when you take advantage of the translucent sections. Speaking of which, here's Gully's mask, which sure does look lovely in that beautiful azure color. But actually, I want to focus on the gold variant with that awesome trans dark blue. The Kumok has taken this mask and flipped it the other way around. And the way that trans dark blue blends into the CCBS armor shell just below it, oh, it's awesome. I mean, you can barely tell that this is actually Gully's mask. The colors fade into one and it just forms a totally new looking face. The fact that you can just flip this piece around, combine it with like one other piece, and it becomes something that looks nothing like the original, that is special. We got another nice example of blended colors. It's Pahatu's mask. I don't know, I really like that dark orange and that silver. I think they work very nicely together. But check out how Dylan Meaves has used it here. The mask looks great on the very top of this face, but also the silver at the end. The way that transitions down into the beak. Pretty. Hey, masks like this, they have a lot of creative potential for beasts, rahi, and monsters. If you're building something like that, maybe you should experiment with these pieces. Up next, Onawa UNITER's mask. This mighty looking face was kind of the perfect upgrade for the original. And I think it looks good in both of the color variants. I might even prefer it in gold. Check out how Valhalla MOCs has used it here. This is the black and silver one. Yeah, okay, sure. It's a mask being used as a mask. That's nothing all that special, but I love how it's been expanded upon and decorated. Here we got a nice little mouth guard down the bottom, which kind of elongates the face and just makes it scale a little bit better with the rest of the body. And then there's some nice horns and a few other silver details up top. Yeah, that's always something I liked about these masks. The hints of silver up the top. It makes it look like they're wearing some kind of armor plating. It's almost like they've got a little tiny helmet on their heads. So why not expand upon that and actually give them a helmet? I mean, I think it looks incredible here. Over to my boy Liwa and his mask. Rayanoid simply slaps this onto the upper arm, and we got ourselves some quite stylized shoulder armor. Simple, but very effective. I dig it. The final UNITER we have Kopaka. So this mask is, I don't know, a bit tough to use outside of a mask. The fact that it's asymmetrical, the fact that it's got that scope eye sticking out of it, it doesn't make it all that easy to use for armor or shaping on a creature or something like that, which is a shame. But that doesn't mean this piece is useless. Something I really like about it is the fact that you can remove the stud on the scope eye, and that allows for a lot of customizable options. See, Patrick Biggs, they take full advantage of that. They've made Nuju, but they've revamped him and turned him into a stylish Renaissance man. Look at that. Linking a gold chain piece onto the eye so that it looks like he's wearing a monocle. Smart. See, just think of all the other creative ways that you could stylize this. Give him an eye patch. You could turn his eye into a gun. You could give him a camera on his eye. There's a lot that could be done. And if you're like, okay, they were cool, but I want a couple more ideas for how I could use those masks. Well, here is a mock that uses all of them. This is made by OK Susu, and yeah, we have masks for shoulder armor. There's also some down here on the knees. We've got one embedded into the waist, and one in the chest. Hey, we've even got some of those faces from the creatures being used for armor on the arms and hands. And of course, they're also used for a helmet, which is the way that they're used in the set. See, dude, these masks have so much creative potential. You can use them for all sorts of good stuff, and it's gonna look great. I love that the translucent sections also make it look like magic or energy is coursing through this character's body. This is sick. Okay, that's it for the UNITERs and the creatures. But let's not forget about Akimu. This stunning set comes with a wonderful translight blue mask. Oh my. I still can't decide if I like the gold one or the translight blue one more. It's hard to pick a favorite. Dirty Dan Richards, they've used this mask. Okay, yeah, they've used it as a mask. It's nothing too special, but I'm not really focused on the fact that it's a mask as a mask. I'm more focused on the pieces surrounding it. A bunch of nice translight blue pieces, some of which are custom pieces. But you know, with all of this stuff together, it looks like they're made out of ice, doesn't it? This area, it kind of takes on the qualities of the ice shard elements on the back. I've never really thought about using this mask on an ice-themed character, but apparently it works really well. Akimu, you know, the set. It came with a really nice freebie. We got Umarak the Hunter's mask, but not in trans green. Instead, it's in trans orange. How fancy, how rare. Well, okay, if this is a recolored Umarak mask, why not build Umarak and recolor him? See, this is fun. It's literally just a sort of color swap, but it looks so good. This kind of reminds me of, you know, different animes like Dragon Ball and stuff like that. Yeah, they've gone Super Saiyan, they're charged up with power and their color scheme has changed. Or perhaps now he's gained some sort of fire powers and his body has erupted into flames. Hey, you know, I love a good color swap. It's simple, but dang, it looks good. While we're talking about Umarak, the 2016 sets also featured Umarak the Destroyer, a towering, awesome giant with a fascinating looking mask with these translucent green bits on the sides. Rayleigh uses this mask for a mask, but I like how it's been expanded and enhanced with some sweet new spikes, horns, and even some posable hair. This is another great example of how you can take a mask and spruce it up a little bit. Make it look even more fancy. You just gotta build stuff off of it. Let's finish off now with the final mask. It's the ones that come on the elemental beasts. Hey, look, they came with some cool looking faces. Let's see how you can use them. Cam's Lego is on the gram. Use this face as a face, or did he? Because this is secretly a transformer. That mask can be moved down onto the torso. And now that Umarak mask we were talking about before, it replaces that head. Oh, look at that. These two masks look so nice when they're next to each other. And I think that Lava Beast mask looks great as torso armor. Anytime we can see CCBS pieces being used to make a transformer, well, it's a good day. What a great way to use these pieces. There you have it, gang. That is every single G2 2016 mask being put to good use on custom creations. Hopefully taking a look at these has given you some inspiration and some ideas. And now you can take the masks in your collection and use them to build awesome stuff. But if you want a little bit more inspiration, check the links below. There you can see the social media of everyone I featured. Check out their other stuff. You'll like what you see. Thanks for watching, guys. Happy building, and bye for now. So apparently in the language of the Protectors, Umarak means Shadow Hunter.